All right, we're here at the beautiful City National Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're kicking off episode number 28 of Hockey Talk in the Desert Southwest. Why not do it with the birthday boy?
Why not?
Number 29 again, Orlando Montoya. Welcome to the show.
Right on. Thank you, Scott.
You know, I told you many times we're going to talk about the Rebel Bus. Now we're going to talk about it for a few minutes. So tell me how this Rebel Bus, the Rebel RV, got started.
Oh, well, my son started playing with UNLV when they revamped the program and started, the program turned around and now it took off to we reached ACHA D1 level and trying to go for the whole ride and make it to NC2A. It's a great ride, great fun.
A lot of people have talked about you guys moving up to the NCAA level. I talk to NCAA coaches all the time when I follow ASU's program. And they're all going like, when's UNLV going to make that move? And you guys are thinking about it seriously, aren't you?
Oh yeah. They're counting on the next couple years. Hopefully, if everything works out well, and they're making great strides, great improvement, and I think people are looking out for UNLV now.
Give us a good story about the bus. The bus went on the road a couple of times now, hasn't it?
A couple times. I remember we just going to support the Rebels in when they went to regionals a couple years back.
Right.
And just kind of lost my mind one day, had a few extra bucks to burn. I said, let's logo it up. So driving all the way up to Utah, sorry about that. Driving up to Utah, having people just honk the horn, the guys hanging, give us thumbs up. It's a good time. It brings a lot of attention and people have fun with it.
You know, tailgating's been a long-standing thing for the NFL and for football, but it's becoming something for hockey now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's plenty of opportunity, except it's kind of cold some days. But right now we're in Las Vegas, so let's enjoy the weather, right, and do it as long as we can.
And I saw you parked in the lot down in Tempe at Oceanside too. That was a good time, wasn't it?
Absolutely. You know what? We get friends and family and fans of all kinds, all different, people from other teams, and it makes it a community, and it's just we're sharing a great sport with a bunch of great people.
So we're out here a couple hours early. You're always here a couple hours early, aren't you?
Gotta represent. Gotta represent. Go Rebels.
Tell me a little bit about the team this year and what you've seen from them.
It's amazing. The speed, the level, the size. Everything that the coaches are doing is coming to play. It's all the pieces are falling together. It seems like. I mean, yesterday we beat higher ranked Jamestown.
Right.
We've beat Arizona. A lot of great teams, and just the speed. They're flowing for basically a brand new organization almost, because not a lot of these kids have ever played together.
And a lot of things that Z's done with the schedule this year has been to improve the team, to make it better, to make it placed in tougher competition, so you can earn that spot in national tournament and hopefully advance when you get there. Absolutely.
You know what? It'd be like, just like last year when we made it to nationals, first time in, I think, ever in organization history.
Right.
It's they're testing themselves, they're pushing themselves, and it's great to be a part of, great to watch.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Vegas Strong and how you guys have come together. It's been unbelievable watching you guys. I cannot believe it's been only 40 days, and you guys have done the wonderful things that your whole community has done. So hats off to all you guys for that.
Well, I appreciate that. It rocked us to the core here, but the amazing support from the community, from people all over the country, is just amazing. So it helps heal. It really does.
I know Nick Raboni really well, and I talked with him, and I talked with Anthony yesterday, and Anthony was telling me that he said, I know if they told him 3 months, he'd be here in a month and a half, and I know if they said 6, it would be 3. You can just pretty much cut everything in half with him, and Nick from a long time ago, so absolutely. Tell me if that was the same thing you expected from him.
I'll tell you what, you didn't know what to expect because nobody understood the severity of his injuries,
right?
But it doesn't surprise me, we'll put it that way. The kid's a fighter, and he's just, it's not shocking for him to make these kind of strides, and I know that's what he expects out of his boys too, so he's just leading by example like he always has.
Orlando, we appreciate the time as always. Celebrate the birthday the right way.
All right,
we'll be back and get a hot dog or so before we leave.
Perfect. Keep the celebration going, and let's hopefully pull a win out from Minot State, right?
Let's do that.
All right, great. Thank you, Scott.
Orlando. Have a good night.
All right, thank you.
The Ice Den Scottsdale has always been the coolest place in the desert. Now with the addition of the Ice Den Chandler, our 2 locations hosting 5 sheets of ice make the Ice Den your home for youth, travel, and adult hockey leagues. Our nationally recognized Learn to Skate programs offer world-class instruction for skaters of all ages. Our pro shop features equipment and apparel with the top hockey and figure skating brands. 18 Degrees Express with the Chili Bean Cafe make the Ice Den the perfect place to host your next birthday party or special event. Visit us online at coyotesice.com.
All right, it's another Ice Time Hockey Southwest feature game, and we're visiting with the newest assistant coach with the University of Nevada, Las Vegas Rebels, Jeff May. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Tell me a little bit about your arrival at UNLV and the coaching staff and what you've seen of this team so far.
Well, it's been a good start. It's still early,
right?
But last night with Jamestown, we showed that we can compete with the best. Tonight's going to be a big test for us. Minot #1 in the nation, so it's exciting, but it's going to be a good test. I mean, we had a good week of practice. We played well last night. Now we got to continue on tonight.
So tell me a little bit about your career. I understand you played some hockey yourself.
I have. I grew up in Vancouver, Canada. I played 5 years in the WHL in the Canadian Junior League there, and then was drafted to the Red Wings back in 2005. I kind of bounced around the minors, ECHL, AHL. I got a 2-year deal with the Coyotes, played in their farm team, played a few exhibition games with them, and then I finished my career in Europe, in France.
And I understand you made a stop here in Vegas too at the Wranglers at one time.
Yeah, no, I played 3 years here in Las Vegas for the Wranglers, and enjoyed my time here, and I love it here, and ended up coming back here and living here full time now.
So when you were playing with the Wranglers, did you ever think you'd see Golden Knights professional NHL hockey right here in Vegas?
I did not. Even playing here for the Wranglers, we got awesome fans. We got supported, when we were playing bad and good. So,
right.
As you can see now, the Knights are doing well, and the fans are unbelievable as well for them. And it's just great to be a part of something special going on here in Las Vegas.
So not only the Golden Knights, but you've seen the rise in the UNLV program over the last couple of years. They competed very well at the D2 level last year. They moved up to ACHA D1 this year. I know their aspirations are to go higher. So what do you see from this program and the building aspects of it?
Well, I mean, for the building aspects, I mean, we couldn't beat what we got going on here with sharing the rink here with the Knights and with their help with us. And then with the coaching staff here in UNLV, I'm just honored to be a part of it, and with from top to bottom, they're doing everything right here. And for them to bring me on, I couldn't ask for anything better. I'm learning every day with them and trying to bring my experience and put my input with them and try to put the right things in place for these kids to be successful.
Two things I noticed right away was the schedule that Z put together was pretty incredible with the amount of teams that he's got, the caliber of play. The second thing that he got was he brought a lot of talent in here, a lot of talent that are making an impact immediately. So let's talk first about the schedule. How important is that to play a really good schedule to get better?
Well, it's huge. I mean, it's, we're trying to, prove that we are capable of being in Division I,
right,
and to be able to play the top teams and compete with them and right now win against them. It's huge for us to be there, for our players to see, this is what we have to play against to win a national championship. And you know what? If us as coaches make those schedules, we have to have the right plan in place for them to be successful. And you know what? We're doing baby steps, and right now we're doing well. But like I said, last night we had a good win. Now tonight's a new day, new night, and start fresh and work forward towards that national championship.
I know you as coaches know what it means to play tougher competition, but how are the players handling that when you're playing teams that might be better than you on paper? Is it hard to get the guys up and motivated, up and down?
No, not at all. Not at all. We got a good group of kids in there, and we'll give them their little speech and we'll have their systems up, but we don't have to motivate them. They know who they're playing against, or even if they're playing a lower end team, they're always ready to go. I mean, as a player too, you don't need much to be motivated to go and play. So, and especially here in our own rink, our own fans, it's not too hard to get hyped for a game.
Let's talk specifically about your role. What do you bring to the team? What do you bring to the coaching staff? What do you want to do to improve this team?
Right now, I'm working on a little bit of everything, helping out, the forecheck and little things I see from my experience. That's about it. I'm just, I'm working with Nick and Anthony, helping out at each position, each system. I'm just an extra pair of eyes out there, and like I said, just from my experience and what from my coaches I've had and from playing, just helping out as much as I can in every aspect of the game.
Let's talk a little bit about the growth of hockey in Vegas itself. The youth levels, we're standing here at City National right now before your game, but there's all kinds of stuff going on here. This place is almost 24 hours a day, isn't it?
It is, and it's great to be a part of. Since I've been here, 7 years ago, just seeing the city grow and just the youth hockey. I mean, we're getting 50 to 60 kids a month signing up to learn how to play. It's just a big hype here. It's great to be a part of, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be like, a year from now, 10 years from now. It's going to be, be able to compete with, the Anaheims and the San Jose youth markets. It's just great to be a part of, and it's just great for the city.
We're going to wrap it up on a little bit of a somber note, but also a note that I think we have to touch on of 1 October and the events that took place in Vegas, and how you guys have come together as a team, as a family, as an organization, as a city. Tell me a little bit about that night and what it's been like the last 40 days for you guys.
Yeah, it was a scary night, and luckily, the city and our team, we came around each other, and Nick's been unbelievable for our team, and it's unbelievable to have him back so quick, and even just being he wasn't able to get on the bench right away, but he was always in our locker room, and having him there just brought all the guys closer together. The kids were just playing so hard for him, but in the city as well.
Right.
So it was a tough night, but it, like that saying, Vegas strong. I mean, Vegas is so strong right now, and it brought everyone together. And so now the players and us as coaches, we just try to do the best we can to be successful for Nick, for the city, and hopefully at the end of the day we bring a national championship for this city.
So Jeff, as a professional hockey player, you also saw the response of the Golden Knights, not only financially, but the way they were out in the community almost immediately. And I know a lot of those guys were new here, but being around this community for a while, what's it like as a professional athlete? They're the first professional team here, really, when you talk about big league professional, I guess. But what's it like as a professional athlete when you go through something like that?
Being a part of a city and being a professional athlete, you just want to be able to do anything you possibly can. And all the guys here, with even the front office, all the guys with the Knights have been unbelievable. They've right away offered anything for us as coaches, as players, anything they could do to help us. They were right on it. They were out in the community right away. It's just, hockey guys are just good guys, and we're just very, very lucky to be able to play a sport for a living.
Yep. And
to be able to do anything to give back. As athletes, you do it in a heartbeat. So, but the Knights have been unbelievable. Community with us, from way up top with the president, Kerry, and everyone. They're doing everything they can for us, and we're really thankful for that.
Jeff, I appreciate your time. Good luck tonight. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll be following Rebel hockey all the way down the line.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, it wouldn't be a trip to Vegas without a chance to visit with the Vegas hockey guru, the play-by-play man for UNLV hockey, the Mr. Everything in hockey in Vegas, as they say. Dana Lane, welcome back to the show.
Hey man, I appreciate Mr. Everything. That is a lot, my friend. But
I keep working on new adjectives for you.
Yes, Mr. Everything is your new adjective. I haven't seen you in a month and a half. You came up with Mr. Everything. I tell my wife I'm Mr. Everything. There's guys that think I'm Mr. Everything.
Let's talk hockey. How about that?
Sure.
Tell me a little bit about UNLV hockey at this point. We're standing here right now, just about an hour before face-off against the number one team in the country. Has there been anything like this for UNLV hockey?
Well, this is easy. I mean, I said it before Jamestown came in. This is easily the biggest weekend in UNLV hockey history. I mean, of course, they've had big weekends going to Ohio last year and playing in the national championships there as a D2 team, but as a D1 team, having a top-ranked team as we did last night in Jamestown, and now having the number one team in the country come in with an opportunity on your home ice to do something that nobody else has been able to do, and that is to win a hockey game against them in regulation. That's huge for this team. This is a big-time opportunity, and I think if you watched that game last night against Jamestown, I think you will agree that this was the best and the most focused effort that UNLV has had this year.
Yeah, absolutely, and the crowd was a little slow arriving last night, but it filled it up, and it was noisy and loud by that third period.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. In fact, apparently we're getting a reputation for our crowds here, which is great, because I don't know about other teams and other places, but I can tell you this is a Division I crowd, which will soon be a Division I sport, because I don't know of too many other club teams around the country that jam 600-700 people into an arena, and they're really focused on helping this team win. So we're starting to get a little bit of a reputation. I know what it was last night on a Thursday. I can only imagine what it's going to be on a Friday, Saturday night against the number one team in the nation.
You know, for people that don't think hockey is a big thing in the Desert Southwest, they need to come out here, because I've been here now for 2 days, and I've spent about 7-8 hours in the arena. And this place, I don't know if it ever shuts down. I think they tell me it does, but there is hockey all the time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this place is going to be packed, and let's not lose sight of the fact that there's going to be 18,000 people down at the T-Mobile tonight for the Golden Knights against the Jets as well. So this is becoming, and regardless, we don't need anybody back east to hand us a traditional market ticket, because we know that we're becoming one by the way that we support our teams.
So tell me a little bit about what you've seen from the UNLV program to this point. You said last night was the best effort you've seen from them all season. What have they been like? Their schedule's been brutal. I mean, they've played some of the best teams in the country. So tell me about that.
Well, I will say this. There's a ton of depth on this team. I think 23 different guys have gotten on the score sheet this year, and that's actually the same as Minot tonight as well. That 23 guys have gotten on the score sheet, and that shows you that they have a tremendous amount of depth. The other thing I'm real impressed with too is the guys that made the switch from Division II to Division I have just, like Cody Williams, has jumped up into this new division with higher caliber players and a faster pace, and has contributed in the way that, maybe people didn't expect him to. Maybe they thought he was going to take a step back. He certainly didn't do that. What I've noticed the most about this team is speed. And one thing that we're going to do tonight, or I would do, is test the speed on the wings, and we'll see, exactly who's got the faster winger, so we can go from there. And that kind of sets the tone what kind of game you're going to play for the rest of the night. Also, net front presence is going to be huge. Win the battle in front of the net, get those greasy goals, and don't allow guys to camp out in front of your goaltender. I say it watching NHL games, and I'm going to say it watching ACHA games. I see it way too many times. Move those guys out in front of your netminder so he has a clear view of the puck.
And I talked to Wade Regier, the head coach of Minot State, earlier tonight, and he's really excited about playing UNLV. It was fun to hear it in his voice. He said, he came from Arizona State last night, and they pretty much beat him up. It was 8-1.
Yeah.
Right? He said that he was in that role a few years back when they had young players and a lot of turnover, and now their experience, they have 12 seniors or something like that coming out tonight. But he was excited to come up here and play UNLV for a couple of games, and hopes this really develops into a rivalry. I'm guessing that's the same thing from the UNLV end.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, obviously, not only their track record this year, but what they did last year as well. They've had tremendous seasons there. So really, they are, we talk about UNLV talking about Division I. Well, a year and a half, 2 years ago, Minot State talked about going Division I as well. I mean, Simon Frazier up there was also talking about that. And their AD basically came out and said, the same thing that we've said forever. I mean, if finances weren't an issue, it would be a no-brainer, and that's quote unquote.
Right.
So and that's kind of the same thing for UNLV as well. But and I've said it before in previous interviews, you can kind of see the makings of a conference coming, because it's certainly on the West Coast here. You certainly have the Utahs and the Colorado's, who Colorado's ranked number 3 in the ACHA right now. You can kind of see where these teams are starting to blossom. They may not blossom all at the same time, but when they do, there is not only a conference forming here, it's a legitimate conference with legitimate players.
It's interesting you say that, because I visited last weekend with the head coach from Alabama Huntsville, one of the last independents to finally get a conference, right? And I was asking him what his vision was, and what he thought he would see in NCAA hockey over the next 5 years. And his response to me was, there's going to be realignment again. I can see a Western Conference, which may include teams like UNLV, Arizona State, Colorado College, Air Force, Denver. They might have to break it up. He said, in his estimation, the NCHC right now is too tough. I mean, there's too many good teams beating each other up each weekend. And he thinks that maybe Denver will pull out of that if there's a formidable group for them in the West.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, and when you talk about cost, it's not just the cost. You say you need 35 million to really have a solid base to go Division I. Well, it's not only the cost of that; it's the cost of travel. Yes. I mean, and that's why you see, you would think that hockey would be a hotbed in Alaska, which it absolutely is. But Fairbanks and Anchorage cannot play in a conference with Notre Dame. That just is killing them as far as travel and travel cost is concerned. So yes, it would absolutely help to have a conference like that, because even Arizona State right now, when they play these road games, they got to go all over the country to play, and that costs money. It'd be real nice if they had a conference with Arizona State, Arizona, ASU, Minot, Weaver maybe someday, BYU maybe someday. A lot of the California schools are starting to play. I mean, I've said it before, the shift of population in this country is going from east to west.
Yes.
They do not lose their passion for the sport of hockey as they cross the Mississippi.
Right.
They are bringing it with them. And you can see the amount of kids last year, not so much this year, but last year, the amount of kids from Las Vegas that actually played on this team. And the fact that, you got kids from Sweden. Last night we saw how many kids from Jamestown that came down from Canada.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There was a kid that played from Australia. It's coming from everywhere. And I think what's happening here on the West Coast is you're getting the benefits of good weather, you're getting the benefits of a great tax system here in Nevada, and you're also getting the benefit of a quality hockey program with quality coaches and a future that is absolutely bright.
And a great facility.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, that's really the big deal. I mean, I remember over the summer when they were doing recruiting trips, and they're bringing kids not only to the Thomas and Mack, but they're coming here to City National, which, if you don't know, is the practice facility for the Golden Knights. They literally rub elbows with these guys every day. The first guy that met him here, to meet him here, was edit this part out. First, you got NHL players that are here to meet you and to actually show off the facility. That is a big deal that they do not have in other programs. So I think recruiting wise, it's a no-brainer. I think as far as the direction that the program is going, it's a no-brainer. And if I was a parent that wanted to choose a team to send my kid to, mean, UNLV has to be on the tip of your tongue. And by the way, you got, in my opinion, one of the greatest cities in the world in our backyard.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's finish up by talking a little bit about your goaltending situation at the Golden Knights. Do they have one?
Yes, he's starting tonight. Yeah. No, yeah. Look, that looks like it's going to. I know on Tuesday we saw Marc-Andre Fleury here on the ice with a trainer. Wednesday it was officially reported he was here. So obviously he's at least in the middle of that process of getting better. Now I don't know whether or not that process went forward or stayed the same, but obviously he's probably close to coming back or closer than he was. Legacy has done a fantastic job, and really, you want to talk about the depth that this team has in defense. I mean, they discovered the depth that they have in net, and so when Subban comes back, I was completely surprised by his performance. He looks very quick in net. He is real good, real quick post to post, a lot quicker than I remember him in Boston. Of course, he only got a cup of coffee with the Bruins, and then struggled with Zane McIntyre in Providence to keep his job there. But he looks comfortable here. He's looked like he had a kind of a new lease on life. His demeanor's real good. Dylan Ferguson's the happiest guy that he get to number 5. But
boy, is he ever!
I'm telling you, I got ripped a little bit on Twitter for it, but I can tell you that the way that Legacy started out in the first game and then in the second game, Dylan Ferguson might have been in the back, kind of stretching a little bit to see, maybe he's going to get called on, but. It's been fantastic. They've done a lot better than people had thought that they were going to do. And people said to me before the season, well, what do you expect the record to be? Well, I don't have an expectation of what the record should be. All I know is I, as a fan and as somebody who is covers the team, wants to walk out of T-Mobile every single night and think they gave the most that they could have given tonight.
Well,
that's all you can ask for until after that first year. And then when the first year ends, and we still don't know what we're going to get after the first year because of the amount of UFAs and RFAs that is going to have to be dealt with at the end of the year. But right now, I can tell you that when Guy Boucher, when other coaches around the league say this is the hardest working team in the league, I don't know if they're giving us the old Lou Holtz, but there is no doubt when you watch them that they work hard, and that is a tribute to Gerard Gallant.
And you know what? I can see that all the way around Vegas. Just in sales of jerseys and T-shirts and hats, everybody's got one. It's more than just a new thing. It's a thing they're taking pride in, aren't they?
I'm telling you, it is incredible how people have latched on. Sorry, my phone's going. It is incredible how people have latched on to not only the Golden Knights but to UNLV. It is when I've been doing this now for almost 2 years, and I can see the people in the stands, and they're coming fast and furious tonight. And I just sit there and say, people back east have no idea how much this sport is supported and loved. And yes, it's easy to support it when it's going well, but I know this. I know these fans will be here, win or lose, because the passion for this sport is completely evident. And you walk around with, people got UNLV stuff, people got the Golden Knights stuff. I mean, we're really excited for something that provides the glue finally to this city to bring it together. We were all separate areas at one point. Well, now we're kind of together because we can rally behind one professional entity, which I think not only this city deserved, but now that it has it, I think that we are a community now and not just individual parts of the city.
Well, Dana, I know you got to go. You got a perch to attend to.
I'm good. Whatever you need. We can start that later.
Let's finish one minute of giving me your thoughts and opinions on October 1 and the tragedy here in Vegas, and more importantly, what's happened to the city. It has transpired into unbelievableness in 40 days.
Well, I've talked about this, forever. Talked about it with Nick Raboni, who was assistant coach at UNLV, who was actually there, got shot in the chest. We all know that story, and to see his evolution. And I try not to bring it up too much anymore, but you could tell where he's at by just looking at it in his eyes. And I think that another part of that glue that I talked about that has really brought this community together. And unfortunately, you never want anything like that to happen, to bring a community together, for sure. But sometimes as much, and I said this to Nick, as much as you are having trouble getting over it individually, you can sit back and think about the big picture. And how many times in our lives do we get a chance to make an impact on a mass amount of people?
Right.
Well, Nick has done that, and those people down there have done that. So yes, they're probably struggling individually, some more than others, I'm sure, but in the back of their mind, they can really rest at ease knowing that they've made an impact on a mass amount of people and brought this city closer together. And that's just not lip service, that really has happened. I mean, even the driving's better. Even people are driving around like they're coming out of church now. So everybody's a little bit friendlier now, but let's not have that happen again to do that. But those people can sit back and look at that and say, well, I'm sad that I was part of that, but I'm really happy that Las Vegas is a community now, again, and not just separate areas of a city.
Well, Dane, I appreciate your time as always, and I'm going to end it by simply saying Vegas strong.
Yes, sir. Raboni strong.
In today's odor elimination, sanitizing, and deodorizing market, air spaces and fabrics are treated with very aggressive, highly toxic, and often very dangerous but cheap chemical-based solutions. These chemicals have harmful residues and pollutants that can impact your health and the well-being of those around you. This is the bad news. The good news is there's something better. That something is OxyPal. OxyPal is a fast-growing company based in Phoenix, Arizona, with franchises opening across North America. OxyPal has developed a way to eliminate, not mask or disguise, all organic-based odors in any airspace or on any fabric surface with ozone, also called trioxygen. Ozone is present in the atmosphere, and it is what protects our planet, our environment, and every living thing on Earth. Through years of research and development, OxyPal has perfected a way to harness and apply this powerful solution to purify airspaces and fabric surfaces safely and effectively, eliminating all organic bacteria, viruses, mold, fungi, and allergens on the molecular level. OxyPal has designed and perfected many next-generation and evolutionary alternative products and services safe for people, pets, and our planet. The solutions offered by OxyPal are stronger, safer, non-toxic, and a great value. Visit our website and online store today at www.oxypal.com. On our website, you can make a service appointment, buy products, or learn more about us and our great franchising opportunities.
All right, it's another segment of Hockey Talk here in the Desert Southwest. We're visiting with one of the newest hockey phenoms here in Vegas, Adam Steele. Adam, welcome to the show, and tell me a little bit about LB Calvary.
Well, I wouldn't say we're really a phenom, but it's I appreciate it. The Cavalry is a brand new team. We essentially were purchased. They were the Las Vegas Wolves of the Mountain West Hockey League, but the Cavalry is kind of a whole new theme, a whole new thing in the Mountain West League this year. We're kind of branding ourselves around, maybe as a help for the Golden Knights maybe one day, but this is semi-pro. This is many levels below the NHL, where some of these guys might make a farm system somewhere, or some of these guys are just coming out of playing a decent level, either Federal Hockey League, SPHL, or something like that, or even guys that are trying to come up out of college or juniors that might try to make those levels. So you're not going to see too many amazing superstars or phenoms here, but it's just a good level of hockey, and we hope people come out and support it here in Las Vegas along with everything else.
So tell us a little bit about, you guys acquired the team. So where are you playing now? What is the upcoming schedule? Where can people come out and see you?
Yeah, not a problem. It's at the City National Arena, which is the Las Vegas Golden Knights practice facility. UNLV, their college hockey program, also plays there. Our first home games are November 17 and 18, which is next Friday and Saturday night here at City National Arena, and we'll be taking on the Utah Spiders, who we actually lost both of our games against last year, but a little retribution maybe. We'll see what happens.
So tell me a little bit about the season. How long is it? How many games you guys play?
The Mountain West Hockey League is a 20-game season. Everyone pretty much schedules within their division, and then you play one or two out-of-division opponents depending on the size of your division. Our division is going to have the San Diego Skates, the Orange County Checkers and the Arizona Outlaws, who were last year's runner-up. The other divisions are Northern California. They have 2 teams up there, the NorCal Ice Raiders, West Coast Seals, and the Utah Spiders. The other division is 3 teams in Colorado, Vail, Breckenridge, and Pikes Peak. So those are the 3 different divisions in the league there.
So for those that don't know, tell us what semi-pro hockey is.
Well, essentially these guys are essentially getting everything taken care of. They don't have to essentially, how would you say, they don't get compensated. I take that back. They don't get compensated. A lot of these teams actually pay some money towards the organization, and then via sponsorships, ticket sales, and all other sorts of stuff. Hopefully that money comes back to the players. So it's not really anything where these guys are going to be making a lot of money off of this. It's either a stepping stone or a last ditch in a career effort, perhaps for some guys, especially if they're local here in Las Vegas.
Tell me a little bit about Las Vegas hockey. As you can hear the noise around us, you know that hockey has taken hold in Vegas, hasn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights and the efforts that Mr. Foley has put out to this city, the buzz has been amazing over the last few years. Absolutely amazing. Just to see the support that they're giving the local community, the youth travel programs, the house travel programs, just for the kids and the adults are growing, which is fantastic. UNLV has done such a great job with their program, moving from Division II up to Division I this year, and they're also, with the Golden Knights' help, are trying to go to a full NCAA program, which would be absolutely amazing to see in this city. And just the Golden Knights themselves have just made hockey fans everywhere in this city. It's a small valley, but it really doesn't matter because so many of these teams in Canada, Edmonton, Calgary, there's tens of thousands of people in the city, but millions of people are fans all around provinces and states, and it's making people all over this area just crazy about hockey, and we're proud to see it.
Tell me a little bit about ticket prices, how people can get tickets, what it costs to come out and watch the Cavalry play.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know what people are considering inexpensive, but we're trying to make it easy. We have vouchers available at City National Arena that you can pick up by just coming to the arena, checking the place out, pick up a voucher at the front desk. It's a 2-for-1. Our tickets are $12 for adults and $7 for kids, and the vouchers are 2-for-1 for the adult tickets. And if you use a voucher, we give you a discount for the kids' tickets. Season ticket prices are very reasonable. For the 10 home games, you don't have to pay $12 a game. It's $85. You only pay $8.50 a game if you purchase a season ticket for an adult. And they can be achieved by contacting us through our website, which is lasvegas.mwhl.net, or you can contact us through our parent company and me individually for tickets. My name is Adam at rotatorsports.com. So regular spelling, pretty easy to get in touch.
Adam, I appreciate your time tonight. Good luck with the start of the season for you guys, and hopefully we'll get up here and we'll be able to see a few games for you.
Awesome. Thanks for your time as well. You do a great job.